What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. This is going to be a game number 3 here between Minigun and Happy. This time we are here on Terminus RE. Down in the 6 o'clock position is Happy, our yellow Terran player, and then up over here in the 12 o'clock Minigun as the blue Protoss player. Alright, so it's game number 3, and last game, that was quite nuts. You know, I was thoroughly impressed with Happy's aggression and the amount of damage that he managed to do with the drop harass, the Banshee harass, and everything else. But unfortunately, late game, we saw him sitting so Viking heavy. Another big thing, too, is that, you know, we saw a lot of nuking action, and that can be cool, and that can be great, and it can do a lot of damage, but it costs a lot of resources. It really does to keep making nukes, and especially when you make nukes that don't end up hitting. For example, a few of those defensive nukes did absolutely nothing, so those are just resources thrown out the window. Even some of his offensive nukes attempting to nuke the resource line of Minigun, a few of those missed completely as well, and that's, you know, that's another, like, it really sucks because you're just throwing resources out the window. Nuke play is very risky because you never know. If the other player is paying enough attention and they can just avoid most of the nuke damage, then you're throwing resources out the window, and that can really hurt. One of the biggest things, though, was that Happy last game, sitting so Viking heavy, fantastic against Colossus, sucks against High Templar. And unfortunately, as the game continued to progress, exactly what we saw happen was Minigun just continued to work his way into heavy and heavier High Templar numbers, and he absolutely avoided getting many more Colossus, and then he was all set. You know, those Vikings weren't as scary when you have only 2 Colossus and 10 High Templar. Alright, so we can see right now, Minigun is moving down to scout that 6 o'clock. At the same time, we do have Happy moving up to scout that 3 o'clock, and there we go, Minigun moving on in. We'll be getting that scouting information and doing a bit of damage, and what are you doing? What are you doing, Minigun? No. That is awful. Minigun completely missed the base of Happy. Oh, one of those facepalm moments yet again. Last game we saw a huge facepalm moment from Happy, nuking down 4 of his own ghosts, but that was a pretty big early on. That's an issue. That is a real big issue because right now Happy can deny the scouting, and we're not going to be able to see that that gas steal that we've been seeing a lot of from Minigun because Happy's going to be able to deny the scout from getting up. So that's a very unfortunate situation right now. Minigun realizing his mistake. Oh no, there you go. You can see right there that blue click there from Minigun as he realized, man, I missed his base. And now I got to go back there to try to get the scout. But again, these 2 Marines will have no problem whatsoever denying that scout from pushing up. So Minigun, unfortunately, won't be getting that scouting information early on like he had hoped. We do right now have a reactor coming down on the racks. Also that factory working its way on through. Still at the moment just on the 1 gas. He has got that fully saturated. And here comes that probe scout attempting to move up. And what is going to happen? And there, as expected, he gets pushed away, really not standing a chance at all against those 2 Marines. One Marine you can try to finagle your way around, and if the opposing player isn't paying quite enough attention and doesn't micro the Marine properly, then you can actually, you know, make your way on into the base. But with 2 Marines really not standing much of a chance at all, and very nice juking action there by the SCV, manages to push on up, and we do actually see right now Minigun is expanding, and does that get spotted? No, it does not look like it will. So we do have the SCV scout pushing on in, trying to get as much information as possible. I do want to know how far along he got. I'm not sure. Yeah, he got enough vision right there. I'm assuming with the SCV right here, you get enough vision to see if there's anyone mining. Now, he didn't get enough vision to actually see whether or not there was an assimilator there, but the fact that he saw no mining tipped him off that there very likely isn't one. But double Hellion opening here from Happy, going out with that factory on that reactor. He did that little hot swap there. Reactor building on that racks and then lifting it off as soon as that factory finishes and just transferring that factory over. It's going to allow him to move out with some early on Hellion harass. And this certainly has an opportunity to do some damage, especially if he can catch Minigun off guard. Then he's got a really great chance. However, I don't know if that's going to happen because here we go. Hellion scouting it out. Zealot getting a couple shots off there as well, plus a full-on scout here from that probe. So clearly Minigun's fully prepared and aware that this is coming, and he'll have no problem just dropping a force field and preventing that from being able to push on up. Now the real question is at this point is, does he get it? Does he get it in time, or does he lose the sentry? Because those Hellions are going to be going straight up. Very nice force field. That now the other big thing too is this is going to force Minigun to warp in a few more because that one isn't going to be able to keep this up for too much longer. And actually coming back with that Stalker, we'll be using that as well to force these units back. Trying to go back in, but another force field prevents that from happening. 1 Hellion a little bit low. Is he going to make it though with a little bit of micro? He could actually pull that Hellion away from the Stalker and be okay. No! Oh, is he going? He's trying to go back up. Is he going to do it? Yo, he gets a couple in. Yes, he does. He gets 2 in. Really not going to be able to do much damage with this, but he gets that scouting. He sees the 3 gateways. He sees the robo. Let's see if he gets any more workers killed. Totaling 2 workers killed. Not a ton of damage, but he got his scouting information, so that counts for something. Now back over here, what is the transition? Well, looks like we have a tech lab coming out on the starport. Expansion is being prepared as well, and then Happy moving into, of course, ranks heavy. So it looks like instead of opening up with those Cloak Banshees initially, decided instead to open up with those Hellions and then move into Bio Heavy. Now, what is this going to consist of? Are we seeing Banshees, or is he going straight to the Raven? Looks like straight to the Raven it is. Straight to the Raven here for Happy. And there's that second refinery as well, also just finishing. So right now we will be seeing Happy just work up his Marine and Marauders numbers, get that Stimpak, Combat Shield, and Concussive Shell, and then work his way down into his expansion. Observer Scout moving out across the map right now for Minigun. Minigun still sitting at the tower, and still just with these 3 gates plus that Robo. Prepared for possible Banshee harass as well. Minigun is all too familiar with the Banshee harass that has been going on, so he's making sure he's fully prepared, coming out with those 2 observers in addition to defend his base. But unfortunately for him, none of that's happening. So Marine heavy right now for Happy. Happy sitting very, very Marine heavy numbers. He's got straight Combat Shield. Ooh, this may be a timing push here. Oh my gosh, this may be a timing push from Happy. Now the big problem though is that he needs to move out if he's doing this. He needs to make sure that he's moving out before those Colossus come into play. We can see that Bay. I mean, he really needs to move out now if he's going to actually go through and do this. He may not be planning it, but it looks like, I mean, things are so impeccably timed right now. It looks like it's certainly possible. We've got double medevacs coming out, but look at that Bay right there. Now, what's this scouted? I want to see. No, there wasn't a scan or anything here of the main, so right now, Happy does not know that Minigun is working his way into Colossus, and the reason I'm saying that this needs to happen before Colossus is because Colossus just tear through this. I mean, one Colossus just and a few more gateway units, one Colossus with just a few gateway units will shred through the small amount of Marines that we are seeing here for Happy. So he's really got to be careful if he has anything planned, but still not moving out yet, and I don't know. We've got those 2 medevacs just popping, and here we go. Is this going to be it? Is he going to be lifting it up and then moving straight out? Yes, yes he is. Here we go, some dropping action taking place right now. Just 6 in this one. We got 8 in this one over here. We've got that Raven moving clear across the map. And actually, we got a scout here with the Stalker. So Minigun, we'll see that Raven moving. Don't think he's going to be seeing these medevacs moving across the map, though, and I'm wondering where that Observer Scout is. I really want to see right now what Minigun has. Actually, very nice tower there from Happy. I'm trying to prevent him. There's no Observer Scout over here. We got one over here, but here comes the medevac dropping right now. First, right in the main, he's got one over here as well. In that 3rd expansion, the Marines will be stimming up. And let's see how much damage they're able to do. Trying to take out that bait. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Forcing the lift off, but the Marines over here chasing down the workers, and they're going to start to work here and try to force this cancel. Not sure if they're going to get it, though. We got the forces for Minigun moving down. This is a lot of damage. Those Stim Marines, so much damage, forcing the cancel. That was beautiful play there by Happy. Did try to move down with that secondary drop. I guess fearful of that Colossus, and certainly as you should be. That Colossus will absolutely wreck those Marines. Decided not to, but actually here we go. Moving down, stimming up, trying to get a few worker kills, but here we go. Look at that Colossus just shred through those 3 Marines so very quickly. Never mind, that was just 2. As he's sitting only with 2 kills, and another Stim Marine drop over here, trying to force the cancel again. Is he going to get it? Very close. Very, very close, and because they were obstructed by those mineral field plus that Vespine guys, I wasn't able to actually get up under that medevac and snipe it out. But some very nice consistent harass here that we're seeing from Happy, and hopefully he keeps it up. We got a bunch of Marauders sitting over here. He is also coming out with some Vikings. He's got 2 Vikings in play, 2 more coming through, and still sitting Marine heavy, but he needs those Vikings to deal with those Colossus. He's going to try to keep up this harass as much as humanly possible. Forced to lift off once more. I wonder where that other medevac went. There we go. That other medevac with the few Marines actually headed back home. It's right here, these Marines. Right now, just that one with the 1 kill, one with 1 kill over there. I guess those are just a couple of workers. Marines actually getting some map control over here as well. Very nice indeed. Forcing that Stalker back. So Minigun doesn't really have much vision of the center of the map. He does just have this one Observer Scout, and he will be trying to see what he can see with that, but is he going to be able to see much at all? That's the real question. And actually picking up the remainder 7 Marines and heading on back. This one's still at the tower. And this timing push may be coming soon. We may be seeing a follow-up here from Happy. Now he's got those Colossus plus those Vikings in play. And very nice Vikings sniping out that Observer right now. And here it is. Happy Getting ready to drop over here again. Now, these photon cannons right here are going to make this a hell of a lot more difficult. Marines don't fare very well against cannons. They'll actually be trying to avoid the cannons and head to the backside. They're going to be able to do a little bit of damage to that assimilator, but not much else besides that. At the same time as this, we do have a few stalkers, and they're moving to that tower. That allowed them to take out that Marine. Still 6 Marines, though. Look how effective this dropping is for Happy. Let's take a look here. The resources lost, they are about even, but the fact that Happy still has almost all of the Marines that he started with here, and is still consistently doing that harass, that's so impressive. And here it is, Happy moving out with those SCVs. We are seeing another all-in push from Happy. He's got enough Vikings, he's feeling comfortable, and like he can take, that's so many Colossus right now. What's the total? Sitting at 4. So just these 4 that we do see right here. We got Psionic Storm, but this timing push is going to be arriving way before those High Templar with Psi Storm are anywhere in play. We do have a couple High Templar coming in, but this push is looking so dangerous right now. Vikings leading the way to deal with those Colossus. We got a couple Stalkers to try to soften up those Vikings as they move in, but here it comes right now. This is the push all in right here from Happy. Does he have enough? Is Minigun going to fall to the same push again like he did in game 1? Marines and Marauders stimming up. We still got quite a few forces down there, and the Vikings making quick work of those Colossus, and that is it. Minigun is getting worked right now. The point defense drones helping so much against the Stalkers, and Minigun forced to call the GG. Alright guys, that was game number 3 here between Complexity's Minigun and Empire's Happy. Looks like Happy does take this series 2 games to 1. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.